Hello and welcome to my garden and the dinosaurs who live there. Well, if you're like me, you've sown lots of different tomato seeds and are now looking at your seedlings and wondering what the heck to do next. So here's just some of my young tomato plants, and they are, well, in various ages and various stages. What I want to do in this video is just show you how I take them on to the next stage in their process, if you like. So for example, I've got these that are still in the seed tray that I sowed them in, and they're going to get moved on to their first individual pots. And then I have these which are already in their first pots, and I'm going to move them up onto into another pot. Okay, these tomatoes are called Tomtastic, and they're a tomato that will go into a hanging basket. And I've germinated them in my heated propagator and they've been under light since then, but they're now at the point where really I want to get them into individual pots of their own. Nice and simple. Which is the best way of doing this? Let's move that out of the way. So I'm just going to use my trusty dibber to dib out each of the plants and pop them into holes that I'll make in the compost in these pots. Before I do that, however, I'm just going to make sure that the compost is firmed down a little bit, and then I'm going to water the pots as well. Okay, I'm just going to make some holes. So I'll show you me doing one of these. I won't bore you with doing all 6 in real time. And then I'll go on to what I'm going to do with the bigger tomato plants. So I'm sure most of you are aware you shouldn't really handle seedlings by their stem, or you end up damaging, or you could end up damaging the stem, and then really your plant's not going to thrive at all. So just hold it with a leaf and then pop it into your pot. Now the thing about tomato plants is that they have little tiny fibres, if you like, down the stem. Actually, let me just get one out and I'll show you. I don't know whether you can see, but it looks a bit hairy. The stem looks a little bit hairy, and in fact all these hairs can form roots if you put them into compost. So with tomatoes, it's a great idea to plant them as deep as you can, even up to the first set of leaves, and in that way you're going to get lots of root growth. That one I haven't planted deep enough, actually. I'm not happy with that, so I'm going to just do it again, because you don't always get it right first time. So I'm going to take it out of this pot, there, and I'm going to plant it nice and deep, that's better, in this pot. Firm it down, and that's my first 2 tomatoes transplanted, and I'll do the others now. Okay, that's those little tomato plants potted on to the first pot. Now I'm going to keep these indoors for a little bit longer. I'll let them get established in these pots before I put them out into a grow house. So I'll pop them back upstairs, either on a window ledge or underneath my grow lights if I don't have any space on the window ledge. So with these older tomato plants, I've already transplanted them from the seed tray that they germinated in into the small pot, and now they're at a size where they really need to go into a larger pot now. And what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to just nip off the lower stems, and actually I'm going to take off this lower true leaf as well. And what that will do is it'll just give me more of the stem that I can bury in the compost and therefore get more roots out of the tomato plant, and that will make for a stronger and more healthy tomato plant. So this one is Gardener's Delight. So it's now ready to go into its bigger pot. So I'll just pop that there a moment, and what I'm using are these really deep pots. I don't have that so many of them, but I find these are really useful for putting young tomato plants in. So it's nice and deep. You can bury the tomato plant nice and deep and give it plenty of opportunity to, as I say, to grow those extra roots. And it will go, once it's outgrown this pot, it will go into its final position in either a grow bag or a large pot. So what to do, I will just put some compost, and this is just multi-purpose compost. I'll put that in the bottom, and I will take my little plant out of, it's a bit dry actually. Come on, out you come. There we go. Take it out of its small pot and drop it in to this big one. So I think probably, I'll just gently take that out, put a little bit more compost in. Drop it in again. There we go. So now I'm going to fill the pot with compost. Firm it down, and so that's given me a lot more of the stem submerged and therefore a lot more opportunity to grow roots. There we go. Pop its label back in. And that's me. I'll just move that out of the way and hopefully you can see it. So I'm going to do the same for all the other larger tomato plants, and these will go out into the grow house. They've already come, when I put them into this smaller pot, they came out from under the lights and they were on a windowsill. So now they can go out into a grow house for the next stage in their growing journey. So thanks very much for watching this. Hope you've found it useful, and I'll talk to you again very, very soon. Bye bye for now.